Yeah, coming up now, live from bumfuck Nebraska, I think he's in. Larry the Cable Guy, a.k.a. Dan Whitney, who we're going to call Dan because he doesn't like being called Lawrence. And, of course, he's rocking his Nebraska hat. And he's got all the professional microphone stuff. So, Dan / Lawrence, welcome.
Hey, get it done. This is the first time I've used this studio for anything other than doing Pixar characters.
Well,
Kratz so I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I go, well, I'm going to go down there and try it down here. So works pretty good. But anyway,
Kratz
thanks for having me on, fellas. Go Big Red.
Oh, geez. Kratz watched Cars 2, I think, last night. So he was all excited when he heard you were coming on.
Boy, that's a good one. That was a moneymaker for me.
I love that. I love that.
That was my favorite one.
Because you made the most money. You were the star in that one. But I have to tell you that the correlation here is like that is by far my kids. My boys are 17, 15, and my daughter's 11. And I moved 14 different teams in my career, hundreds of different moves. That was the movie that was played when my kids were in the back and my wife was driving to the new city. And so she heard that movie, your voice, more than she watched the movie. So it was fun. Last night we actually sat down, or yesterday afternoon we sat down and watched it.
Yeah, that's awesome with how many people like that movie. It was great. A lot of people don't know. This is how good I am at voiceovers. I'm the only celebrity that puts on weight to do voiceovers. That's how good I am. I did my own stunts. I mean, it was so fun. But you know what's crazy about it? You forget like the 18, 20-year-old kids now, that was their movie. So it's really funny when I go down to Nebraska games or basketball games or go down and watch practice for the football. You know, nobody ever remembers down there. Nobody ever remembers Blue Collar Comedy Tour. They don't remember my movies. They don't remember any of that, but they know Mater. And it's just funny watching these 6'6", 320-pound defensive tackles coming up to you going, you're a Mater, right? I go, yeah. Oh man, I got to get a picture. Like, so they all know Mater.
Did you put on all that weight because of the pistachio ice cream? That is by far the favorite part of that movie.
Do whatever you do not eat the pistachio ice cream. It has turned. Yeah, that was fun. And you know the cool thing about it was when I first got there, I was so nervous, and John Lasseter made me feel so comfortable. And then he, when I got super comfortable, then when he said, "Hey, throw in your own lines, do your own stuff." You know, this character is you. So man, that's when you got to get a lot of get her done, a lot of dadgums, a lot of that stuff. But funny story though, when I first did it, he was about to say his line. He told me, he said, "Now don't worry, we do each line about 8 to 10 times. So don't think that we don't like it. We just get a lot of takes." And I said, okay. And before I said that, I said, well, do you want me to, is Mater like slow paced, or do you want him fast? Or he says, what are you talking about? He's you. That's why I hired you. He's you. Just be you. I said, okay. So he read his first line, and my first line ever was, my name's Mater, like tomato without the tuh. So he did his line, and I went, my name's Mater, like tomato without the tuh. And then he started laughing. He goes, "Oh, this is going to be so awesome!" and I think I only had to do it 2 times, and then we zipped through it. It was great. It was so much fun.
That's awesome, man. I want to ask you a little bit. It is a baseball show. I want to know, do you have any baseball background? Did you play a lot, little league, high school, anything like that?
I love baseball. Is my all-time favorite sport. Absolutely. I went to the smallest school in Division III in Georgia. It was called Baptist University of America in Decatur, Georgia, 2145 Candler Road. And I was the only left-handed guy on the team, and I had a really good arm. And I remember snagging flies. I went out and play first base. I couldn't hit the ball to save my life, and but I could fire them in. So I was throwing these darts in from the outfield to the catcher. So my coach came up, said, "You ever pitched before?" And I said, "No." He said, "You're my only left-handed player I got. I'm going to teach you how to pitch." And he taught me how to pitch. So I pitched for 2 years at Baptist University of America, and it was the greatest time I ever had in my life. But yeah, baseball is I love baseball. You know, I had season tickets. That's how I met Foxworthy. We became such good friends when I was doing stand up in West Palm Beach at the Comedy Corner. I had season tickets to all the Braves games in the mid 80s. And Jeff would come down, and for 2 weeks, we would sit 4 rows above the third base dugout. And we would just go to Braves games for 2 straight weeks. And all them guys, Glenn Hubbard and Biff Pocoroba and Murphy. And I mean, it was so much fun. I actually got to be a bat boy in 1980. I got to fill in for one day for the Baltimore Orioles when they came to play the Braves. And it was my first experience of a professional baseball dugout with Earl Weaver as a manager. And he used the F word like a dadgum, every word, every single word out of his mouth. It was crazy. But man, I had a good time. That's when they had Ken Singleton and Al Bunbury and all those guys. So yeah, I love baseball. I'm a huge baseball. I'm a huge Braves fan.
This is so happy for me. We have so much in common. I wasn't good at baseball either, and I went to a Division III school. So, and now this might be something else that we might have in common. Is Alex Gordon your favorite player of all time?
I love Alex Gordon, and I love Darren Erstad too.
Oh yeah, boo.
My favorite player of all time behind AJ is.
You better say Dale Murphy if you were a Braves fan.
You know it's Dale Murphy. Absolutely,
of course,
it's Dale Murphy. My all-time. I always put out stuff on social media to try to get him in the Hall of Fame, but Murphy's definitely my favorite. I got a great Murphy story too. I was at Brave spring training back in the day. And I'm in the outfield, and I'm like, "Hey, Murph." He turns around, and I go, "Hey, did you give that crack bat to anybody?" And he goes, "No, you want it?" I said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "Meet me up by the dugout." I mean, you could go anywhere back then. So I went up there. He came out with the bat, asked me my name, signed it for me, and it was awesome. Then the next day, I was back behind the dugout fence again. He came running out there. Sure enough, right? He sees me, goes, "Hey, what's up, Dan? What'd you do with that bat?" I mean, just the nicest guy ever. I loved it.
He was. He was. He still is. He was my favorite growing up too, being a Braves fan. So, hey, can we?
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta show this video of you because you have a son. He's into bull riding, and this is going to just show your Braves fandom here of you running the 40. And then here comes your son.
Looks like he's racing the freeze.
I kind of mistimed the out there on the shoot.
Don't worry about your son there. Get the hell out of the way.
I know. He lost it right here. He lost his rope right there, and then he came off.
How do you let your kid do that?
Shoo, man,
you know what? I've been involved with that for a long time. When I was a kid, I was always hanging out at rodeos. Did some Little Britches rodeo when I was a kid. But when the PBR started, I sponsored Tater Porter from Kenansville, Florida, for a long time. He won the PBR finals in 2000, and I had a rodeo team that I sponsored, and I had bulls. I had the bull of the year, I think, in 2008, Chicken on a Chain. So I've been involved with it for a while. I never thought my kid would ever, because my kid, he doesn't play sports. He doesn't do any, he's a very timid kid. He has no confidence for anything. and good looking kid, sweet kid. And then one day he just shows up, says he wants to try bull riding. And I'm like, oh boy, I really don't want him to bull ride. And I got to talking to some of the guys, the professionals that have been around forever. And here's what they told me. They said, well, number one, you can't be a helicopter parent. He goes, you can't let your fear of your kids getting hurt doing something get in the way of something that they want to do in life, as long as you've got all the safety precautions and it's safe and there's professionals there helping, knowing what's going on. And he said there's nothing better for a kid. He said when kids want a bull ride, he said there's nothing better for them because it shows them who they are as a man. It gives them all the confidence in the world to do other things in life. And man, they're absolutely correct. My kid's whole countenance has changed. His confidence level is built up, and so far so good. But he loves it. Cody Lambert's his coach down there in Texas, and Cody Lambert, used to ride with Lane Frost and Tuff Hedeman, and he told my boy, he says, look, do not do this if you don't love it. You have to love it. Don't do this because you're trying to prove something. Do it because you love it. He said, do you love it? He said, man, I love it. I mean, he does love it. So, I'm letting him do it and saying my prayers and hope that he gets along fine. So it is a fun sport. So anyway, yeah, I'm letting him do it. I mean, I could do that, or I could let him play football. I mean, there's people get hurt bad in football as well. I think any kind of sport has a pretty good, they all have a danger aspect to them. So, I'm not going to let my kids sit home and be scared to go do anything,
Yeah. Yep, 100% right, man. I got kids that are real young right now. I'm trying to figure out the do's and don'ts, the rights and wrongs. But yes, you're right. Let your kid work on it. If he loves it, let him go, man. My next question, yeah, no doubt. My next question to you is real simple, man. What's next for you? Is there anything on the horizon here coming up? Got anything new coming up? Talk to us about that a little bit.
Well, I ain't bull riding. I know that much. I'm definitely not doing that. You know what? I have had an awesome career. I've had awesome fans. I still sell out on the road when I do shows. I only do about 20 shows a year now. Because Jeff Foxworthy told me a long time ago that if you've done well and you've made the money and you have kids that are still young, don't ever miss those times of their life that don't miss your kids growing up. And so I only take about 20 shows. About 2015, 2016, I decided I was going to slow it down a bunch and be with my kids. And so I do about 20 dates. Both of my kids now are homeschooled. They homeschooled all the way up till about 9th grade. We toured together and homeschooled. So we lived on a bus 287 days a year. So they're pretty much bus kids. And then they went 9th, 10th grade, and 11th grade in high school. Now my boy's homeschooling again for his last year because he wants to concentrate on his bull riding. So he's homeschooling. And my daughter is going to start homeschooling again next year. And believe it or not, she's rodeo too. She's a roper. she's doing breakaway roping and trying barrel racing. So they're doing that. But no, that's what I'm doing. I do about 20 shows. I do enough to go out and be a star for a night and have a good time. And Pixar keeps me busy. I just got done doing another thing, a little short for Pixar last week. And Jeff and I still have a thing we do on Sirius Radio. We got a channel on there. So I stay pretty busy still.
You need to work on your golf game. You need to work on your golf game. What you need to do.
You know what? I catch crap for this all the time. Here's the thing. I'm not a bad golfer. if you go to the driving range, I'm a Jack Nicklaus on the driving range. I can hit a golf ball, but when the pro-am starts, it gets in your head because you're like going, okay, I'm going to show everybody how much better I got. So instead of your normal shot where you just get up, you get the thing, you're confident, you hit it, you're going through 900 swing shots. Don't do this, don't do that. You take too long, then you shank it, and then you look like a dumbass. And that's what I do. I'm a 13 handicap, and when I play in pro-ams, I'm a 25 handicap.
Hey, you sound like Kratz when he was taking batting practice. He was hitting homers and the game would start, and he's like, I can't hit the slider. Yep.
I know it gets in your head. You think too much about it. It's like, just get up and do it. It's like bull riding. It's like, don't think about it. Just get on and do it. If you think, JB Mooney always said that. They said, what do you do when you get on a bull? What do you think about when you get on? He goes, man, I don't think about nothing. I just get on and do it. If I think about it too much, then I'm going to do bad. It's 90% mental, what it is. And that's pretty much golf and anything else. It's 90% mental.
Hey, before you tee off your next pro-am, I just want you to think of one thought before you tee off so you won't think. All right? It's a line some famous guy said once in a movie or on a comedy tour. Get her done.
Right.
That's it. Just get her done.
Whatever you do, just get her done and hit it. That's what I try to do. Trust me.
All right, so
Absolutely.
I got a piece of advice, and I have a question for you to do an impression. First of all, your kids are homeschooled. Make sure they don't date their teacher. Secondly, you gotta.
That's right. I did that. I did that joke on the Tonight Show in about 2005.
Yeah, you did.
My kids are homeschooled. Unfortunately, they're sleeping with their teacher.
Yep. Yep. That's where I got it from. But I want you to do an impression. I live about 45 minutes outside of Philadelphia. I want you to do an impression of an Atlanta Braves fan after the Braves got eliminated by the Phillies for the second straight year in the playoffs.
And your cheesesteaks suck too. Man, don't even bring that. That is like, you know what? Here's the thing about that. That's the thing about baseball. We win the division, then we take the week off. Meanwhile, the Phillies get hot. That's the thing about a long season. It don't matter what your record is. Whoever is the hottest team the last 3 weeks of the season is generally gonna win it. And I don't think they should take a week off. I think they should continue to play the game, because if you're taking the week off, it doesn't make. I know they do it for TV and they want to make the money, but it's unfair. I don't get how that rewards you taking a week off. It doesn't reward you to take a week off. They need to do something different there.
It's been a good debate. It's been a good debate.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, can I say one more thing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, please do. I mean, it is a baseball show, and we had a lot of Braves frustration when they stormed through the season and then got to the playoffs, and they're like, well, we ran into a hot ball club, but then other people are like, the Astros got a break, and they did okay.
Yeah, but they had microphones.
Still, hey, it's like Nebraska football. They've been taking a break since like 1995.
Absolutely. Hey,
they're in permanent rust.
There's always next year for Nebraska. Mm-hmm. They're a volleyball school now.
But hey, the best thing I'm getting off that topic real quick. The best thing to ever happen to the Astros was COVID.
You are right with that. When that was that season, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They were everything was about to come down on that whole situation, and then it just disappeared.
They got off. They got scotch-free.
It was crazy. I got to tell you, the only hit, I'm going to go back to my baseball career. The only hit, I got one hit. I batted .500 my last year of baseball. And I remember it clearly. We were playing Bristol Community College, and I believe we were playing a Lookout Stadium in Chattanooga. And it was a dub, And I went up to bat, and the catcher said to me, "Hey, pitch, have you had a hit yet this year?" I said, "No, I can't hit. Are you kidding me?" He says, "I'll tell you what." And I had this guy's number. And I remember he said, "I'll tell you what, you give me something to hit, I'll give you something to hit." I said, "Seriously?" He goes, "Yeah." I says, "Yeah, all right." He said, "Will you give me something to hit?" I said, "Absolutely." So he goes, "Okay, fastball down the middle." And the umpire's laughing. Here come the fastball right down the middle. Strike! He goes, "Dude, why didn't you swing? It was perfect." I said, "I thought you were kidding." He says, "No, I want you to get a hit." I said, "Well, slow it down. I can't hit that. That's too fast." He says, "Okay, well, I'll throw you a changeup down the middle." I said, "Perfect." So he threw one down the middle, and I got my first base hit.
Right.
Well, then,
That is epic.
well, then what did he do off you?
He got a double.
Take that trade all day.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
He got a double, and I remember rubbing down the ball and walking to second base and saying, "Man, that's bullshit. I only got a single." that was yeah, that's true. That's my baseball story. It was hilarious.
That's a great trade.
And then the other one was, of course, I went to a Baptist college, and I remember one time my catcher came out. I went into a Gene Garber pitch, and I struck a guy out on a Gene Garber pitch where he went. I only did it twice, and he came out and he dropped the F-bomb on me. And I called everybody in, and we had a 5-minute conversation on the dorm monitor, dropping an F-bomb. Right in the middle of the game.
Oh, geez.
That's
good. All right.
Hey, by the way,
more.
Did anybody see the halftime show of the Super Bowl last night?
Yeah. Your thoughts?
Dude, I saw that, and then my phone pings, and I was billed $9.95 for the Apple halftime show.
Hey, I already used that joke. I saw it on your Twitter this morning. I already used that at the beginning. Hey, I gave you credit. No, I gave you credit. I said he's going to use this, but I stole your joke before you got to use it. And you're right. I got two of them because my kids are watching it somewhere else.
You know what, AJ? We're both Central Florida folks, so you can use anything I have.
Well, unfortunately, you moved away. I'm still mad at you because the only time I'd see Dan is we'd be at golf tournaments, and he lived like right down the street. Never seen him. Call him, "Hey Dan, why don't we go play golf?" Nothing. Crickets. And I'd see him in bumfuck Georgia at a golf tournament. He'd be like, "Hey, we should play golf together." I'm like, "What?"
You got to meet him in Lincoln.
Yeah.
June 2nd and 3rd.
AJ, I get busy, man. I get to do it.
Yeah.
You just said you don't do anything.
I know.
All right, we got the save the date for the golf event, June 2nd and 3rd. We'll blast that. There it is. The Larry the Cable Guys Golf Classic in Lincoln, Nebraska. June 2 and 3. We getting Alex Gordon there? You got to get some Nebraska legends.
Erstad's got to
you know what?
I get there.
Well, here's the thing about my tournaments. Darren has played in it twice. Alex has had a couple things. Alex had played it, but Alex is always doing, it's right in the middle of baseball season. So he's usually got something going on, but I think I'm having this year. I'm not sure, but man, it's a fun tournament. We have a real good time up there, and Ken Griffey Jr. did me a solid and came last year, and that was always a lot of fun. So it's a real good tournament. It's for everything goes to anything that has to do with kids, vets, a lot of rehabilitation stuff, Madonna Rehabilitation Center, and all that kind of stuff. So it's getherdonefoundation.org. You can go on there and read about it and check it out. It's a fun tournament. It's quick, doesn't last long. A lot of celebrities like doing. And then some of them that play in mine, we also all play together at the BMW tournament in South Carolina. So when we're done there, we all just hop on the plane and fly down to South Carolina.
I love that. Well, we'll promote it, and we'll look forward to it. We'll see if we can get AJ out there. My last one,
AJ always says he's coming. He never comes. Just like
is it on a weekend?
It's on a Sunday, Monday.
Oh, see,
but I used to play in the
Mr. Fox over here.
I played in the BMW one time, and I haven't been invited back because I made the cut, and then I couldn't play on the weekend, so they got mad at me.
He's got a day job.
That's the thing. Some of them tournaments, there's one thing you can't do, they get all mad at you. But
yeah, that's the country club world.
My tournament.
There's no cut at your tournament. Only cut off sleeves.
All right, last one from the fans, and then AJ will finish this. But the fans want to know: is there any Cars 4 talk or a Mater spinoff?
We did Cars on the Road season 1. So they call it season 1. So I'm sure they'll have a season 2. I don't know yet when it'll be. The Cars on the Road could have been the 4th movie, but they cut it up into 9-10-minute sections because they wanted to get it on Disney Plus. So they called it Cars on the Road season 1. So I don't know if there'll be a season 2 or not. I hope so. Believe me, I hope so. I mean, I love doing these things. And here's the cool thing about it. I've done, anytime you hear Mater, it's me. They don't use a sound-alike for me or anything. I've done everything. I've done the toys, the games, the announcements. So, if you get a toy that's got Mater on it, that is me. That's not a sound-alike AI or anything like that.
That's why you're able to play in all these golf tournaments. 2 things for me, Dan, before we let you go. One, we have Brian Bumgarner on tomorrow. Did you guys make a bet?
He's the best, man. He plays in my tournament. He loves it. He's the best.
Did you guys have a bet at the Hilton Grand Vacations tournament?
No, me and Waltrip did.
Oh, I saw Waltrip yesterday. Who won that bet, by the way?
Waltrip beat me. He lucks out. That guy's got the biggest luck ever. I always figure I got a chance because at about the 13th hole, he gets into the vodka and Gatorade. So I know I can pick up an extra slots on him, but he's a lot, he's a lot cooler than I am down there. Here's the thing with me though. I'm messing with fans. I'm telling jokes. I'm always the last one to the tee box. Whenever the guy from NBC comes around, it's always, you guys got to speed up, so I go fast. I don't have time to concentrate like Michael does.
Okay. Makes sense. He was at a volleyball tournament with me yesterday, so that was pretty incredible to see him. He's like, there's all these whistles. What is happening at these and it was only the second one he'd ever been to. So, it was different to see him. And he had a hat. I posted it. He had a hat that said Michael Waltrip on it. He had his own hat. It would be like you walking around with a hat that says Larry the Cable Guy. Like, hey, everyone, look at me.
I know, Michael Waltrip's hilarious, man. I love hanging out with Mikey. He's the real deal. He's one of the nicest guys out there. But that's totally him to have. Hi, my name is Michael Waltrip on his hat.
Exactly.
That's his name tag.
All right, so. Last thing, I just want to say thank you because I know you gave a bunch of money to the Arnold and Winnie Palmer Hospital here in Orlando. So both of my kids were born there at Winnie Palmer. So I'm personally just want to say thank you for doing that. It means a lot to people from Orlando that grew up here, knew Arnold and Winnie. So again, thank you. Thank you for coming on with us.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for everything.
You got it, AJ. Thanks for asking me to do it. And here's the cool thing about the Arnold Palmer with my boy's hip, there was the International Hip Dysplasia is named after. My boy was born with his hip out of socket real bad. He was going to have surgery and went down there and they took care of it. And look at him now. He's riding bulls. So they did a fantastic job.
That's awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, I'm here too, so I appreciate it.
I mean, it's the best. If it's not the best pediatric place to be born, it's Winnie Palmer is unbelievable.
It's up there. Yeah,
definitely,
absolutely.
My stepmom works there. I mean, I have family all there, so it's a big thing for me.
Well, we appreciate you. It's great having you on. Hope you had some fun getting a little baseball talk going, and we'll hopefully catch you down the road for some Braves either celebrating or therapy.
Yeah, I hope not therapy. I can't handle that anymore. But you know what? The whole season, I'm having a good time up until the last 10 days.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy 105 wins. You might have a week of pain, but it's gonna be a good summer for you again. So enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. All right.
I will. Appreciate you, AJ. Thank you, buddy. I love you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Love you too. Thanks, pal.
Thank you.
See you at Isleworth at some point.
Hopefully, if you ever ask me.
Yeah. Hey, let's play tomorrow.
Perfect.
There you go. Exactly. Cheers, Dan. Appreciate it.